Hello dear students. Now today I am here with another important topic of physics in class 7, that is distance time graph. But before starting this topic, do you know children what an odometer or a speedometer is? Let us find out. Now both of these, speedometer and odometer, these are fitted in the driver's panel. Okay, so a speedometer that is there, it is used for recording the speed of a vehicle. Okay, for example, we can take a car. So it is there, it is present there in the driver's panel, and it records the speed of a vehicle in kilometers per hour. Whereas an odometer, it records the distance that is covered by that particular vehicle, and it records that distance in kilometers. Okay. So one day what happened, one the Paheli and Bujho, okay, so they were going for a school picnic. So Paheli decided, you must be thinking again these Paheli and Bujho are here. Okay, beta. So these two will always be there throughout your science lessons, because these are some of the curious students who always ask questions, and we have to try to answer their questions. Okay, so they were going for a school picnic, and Paheli decided to take the odometer reading. Right now I have told you what an odometer is. So she decided to take the odometer reading of that bus after every half an hour. Okay, and this she did starting from 8 a.m. till 10 a.m. that is till the end of the journey. And the data which she has noted down is shown in this tabular manner. Okay, as you can see here, time is denoted, here the odometer reading is there in kilometers, and here we have calculated the distance from the starting point. The starting point, that is at 8 a.m., that is 36,540. So if I have to calculate the distance here, so at this point, at this particular instant of time, the distance will be 0, because this is the starting time. Okay, now to calculate how much distance was travelled after half an hour, what we have to do, we have to subtract the initial reading from that particular reading. That means at 8:30, from 8:30 a.m. The reading of the odometer, from this we have to subtract the initial reading, and it comes out to be 20 kilometers. That means at 8:30 it travelled a distance of 20 kilometers. Similarly, we have to calculate the distances in the likewise manner. Okay, so if I have to find out how far was the picnic spot from the school, so what I have to do, I have to subtract the initial reading from the final reading, and it comes out to be 80 kilometers. That means I will subtract 36,540 from 36,620. Okay, and it comes out to be 80 kilometers. That means the picnic spot was 80 kilometers far from the school. Okay, now how can you calculate the speed? Okay, so here you can see that I have written the formula here, that the distance covered will be equal to final reading minus initial reading, that is 80 kilometers. Okay, now the time, if we have to calculate the speed of that vehicle, speed of that bus, how will be calculated? Okay, for speed we know that the formula of the speed is distance upon time. Distance we have calculated in time. How will we calculate? The final time minus initial time, that comes out to be 2 hours. So I'll divide this 80 kilometers by 2. Okay, that is the time. So it comes out to be 40. That means the speed of that particular vehicle or the bus is 40 kilometers per hour. Okay, now suppose if I ask you, okay, that how far they would have travelled till 9:45 a.m. By seeing this table you are not able to tell it. Okay, so one way to solve this problem is to plot a distance time graph for this. That means for this data you can plot a distance time graph. Okay, so we can say that the geometrical relationship between the distance travelled by a body and the time taken is known as distance time graph. Okay, the geometrical relationship between what? Between the two quantities, that is distance and time. Okay, so that will be known as distance time graph. We have studied different kinds of graph. Okay, we have studied the bar graph, the pie graph. Okay, so this distance time graph, that is a line graph. Okay, and these distance time graph, because this depend upon the two quantities, upon the motion of that object. whether that motion is uniform or that is uniform. So depending upon the motion, that these graphs, they may be the straight line, okay, if it is a uniform, if it is traveling, or if it is going with a uniform motion, and it could be a curve or any other geometrical shape or a form depending upon that motion. If it is covering non-uniform motion, so that will be of any shape. It might be a curve or any shape. Okay, so let us study about this. Now children, you can see that this is a graph paper. Okay, so here we have drawn two perpendicular lines like this. Okay, so this horizontal line, we are marking it as x o x dash. Okay, and this is known as the x-axis. Similarly, we have to mark the vertical line as y o y dash, and this vertical line is known as the y-axis. Now you can see this point of intersection where these two lines are intersecting each other. This is known as the origin, and we have denoted it by O. Okay. Now the two quantities between which the graph you have to draw along these two axes. That means the x-axis and the y-axis. One thing to be noted here is that the positive values are shown here on this x-axis. That means here on x and y. Okay. So the positive values, or the graph which we are going to draw it, we have to draw it in this area. Okay. Okay. Now children, before drawing graph, we have to set the scale for it. I'll show you the table right now. So we have to choose a particular scale. So what points we have to keep in mind while we choose a scale? Okay, the first point is that we have to see the differences between the highest and the lowest value of each quantity. Okay, each quantity, that means for time as well as for the distance covered. Second, the intermediate values of each quantity, we have to consider this also. Why? Because the scale we have to choose will be convenient for us to mark the values on the graph if we see the intermediate values or the middle values also. Next is, we have to utilize the maximum part of the graph paper. That means the paper on which we have to draw the graph. So to utilize the maximum part, okay, we have to choose a scale in such manner. So these are the 3 points which we have to keep in mind while choosing the scale, okay, for showing that or for drawing that distance time graph. Now let us consider that this is a table which shows the motion of a car. Okay, the serial number is shown. Now here the time is given in minutes, whereas the distance is shown in kilometers. Okay, and the values here are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That means the initial and the final readings are 0 and 5. Here also it's same, and the differences, that means the intermediate values have a difference of 1 only. Okay, so let us consider the scale for this. So now for drawing a graph for this particular table, or the table which we have shown you right now, first what we'll do is, first we have to draw two perpendicular lines. Okay, now these perpendicular lines, these will represent the two axes, that is the x-axis and the y-axis, OX and OY. Okay, now we have to decide which quantity we have to show along the x-axis and which one to the y-axis. So here we have chosen that time we will show in minutes on the on the x-axis, and the distance in kilometers on the y-axis. Okay, now then the next work will be to choose a particular scale, because we have seen that the difference was only of 1 unit there, okay, in time as well as in the distance. So the scale which we can choose is that 1 minute will represent 1 centimeters, okay, or 1 centimeter, that will represent 1 minute, and here distance 1 kilometer will be represented by 1 centimeter. Okay, so after that we have to mark the values for the time and the distance on the respective axis according to the scale which we have chosen. Okay, so here we will mark it as 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and here also 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now what we have to do is, we have to mark the points on the graph paper. Okay, because we have to mark each set of values. Fine. So if we see the table, so at time, that is 0 minutes, the distance traveled was 0. That means the initial point will be at 0. Okay, now one thing better to be noted here is that we have to take a very sharp pencil here. Okay, only then our graph will be correct. Fine. Now another set of value, that means after 1 minute the car has traveled a distance of 1 kilometers. Now how to mark this? See, here what we have to do is, first we will draw a line that is parallel to the y-axis from 1, because at 1 minute the distance traveled was 1 kilometers. So from 1 we will draw a line that is parallel to the y-axis. Then we have to draw a line parallel to the x-axis from the point that is corresponding to the distance 1 kilometer on the y-axis. Okay, and where these two lines will intersect, that means from here I'll draw a parallel line, and from 1 also, because this is representing the 1 kilometers. So from here also I am drawing a parallel line. So where, and I have shown this by the dotted lines, as you can see here. So where these two lines will intersect, that is this point. Okay, it shows a second set of values. Similarly, for the next value, that is for 2 minutes, at 2 minutes the distance traveled was 2 kilometers. Again I have to draw a perpendicular line like this, dotted perpendicular line, and similarly again a perpendicular line parallel to the x-axis. So here again they are meeting or they are intersecting at this point, so again I will mark a dot over here. Similarly I will mark the dots for each value over here. Okay, now see this graph. Here I have plotted the point. Okay, like for this 1, 1, this is representing the x and the y value. Again this time and the distance, this is again 3, 3, 4, 4 and 5, 5. Now after plotting the dots like this and drawing these perpendicular lines like this, then we have to join the dots starting from the 0 point. Okay, so we will join the dots from here. So what you are getting here in this graph, you are getting a straight line. That means this straight line or the distance time graph, if it is a straight line, then it represents that the vehicle was going, or it was moving with a constant speed. That means the motion was uniform. Okay, as we have told you earlier also, that if the speed of the object, it will keep on changing, then the graph might be of any other shape. Let me show you. See, this is the graph. Okay, now you can see that here you are getting a straight line, here also you are getting a straight line, but this straight line is parallel to the x-axis. Okay, this straight line is what? It is parallel to the x-axis. That means what it is showing here, it is showing that the body is at a distance of 35 kilometers from the starting, 35 meters from the starting point. Okay, and further no changes there in the distance. That means the body is at rest. The time is increasing but the distance is not increasing. That means it shows the vehicle or the object in the rest position. Clear? Now this is another graph. Okay, now you can see that a curve is here. Now this curve, what it is representing? It is representing the increasing non-uniform speed. As you can see that the graph is like going like this. That means the distance is increasing with the increase in time and the speed is not uniform, so you are getting a curve like this. Now consider the starting table which I have shown you when Paheli has noted the odometer reading. Okay, so I told you about the scale, but in that case I cannot use the same scale for both the x and the y axis. Okay, so here I have chosen another scale for this. That means here I have taken this 1 centimeter as 15 minutes, and then starting from 8 I have like added it like this, 8, then 8:30. I have shown a gap over here. That means it represents 15. 1 centimeter is representing 15 centimeters. That means 15 minutes, sorry. So here we have shown the time as 8, 8:30, 9, 9:30 and so on. Okay, and here we have plotted the distance as 0, 10, 20. That means 1 centimeter is showing 10. That means 1 centimeter is equal to 10 kilometers. Okay, so if we plot a graph here, so again we are getting a straight line. Okay, so the distance time graph, it provides a variety of information. Okay, like if you have to know something about the motion of that object, okay, so we can compare that also. Now if at any instant of time you want to know what the distance traveled was, we can easily go through this distance time graph and we can calculate it. Say for instance we are saying that at 8:15 how much distance was traveled. Okay, so 8:15 is here. So what we'll do is we will just draw a perpendicular line and it intersects this line, this graph here. So from here what will I do? I'll again draw a parallel line that is parallel to the x-axis. So where it is going at, or it is touching the point at 10. That means at 8:15 the distance traveled was 10 kilometers. Similarly, at any instant of time we can find out the distance traveled. Okay, so this is all for today. In the last video we have asked you one question. The question was that who actually used a pendulum to regulate the motion in clocks? Already I have told you the answer in that video only, and the answer was Huygens. In 1658, Huygens, he actually used a pendulum to regulate the motion in clocks. So that's all for today. Thank you.